Hello everyone, my name is Richa Dhiman, Assistant Professor of Department of Physical Education, School of Humanities and Physical Education. Today's my topic is research methodology. Meaning, research is an endeavor to discover answer to intellectual and practical problems through the applications to scientific methods. Research is a systematic effort to gain new knowledge. Research is the systematic process of collecting and analyzing information data in order to increase our understanding to the phenomena about which we are concerned or interested. Objectives of research. The purpose of research is to discover answers through the applications of scientific processes. The objectives are to gain familiarity with a phenomenon or to achieve new insight into it, to portray accurately the characteristics of a particular individual situation or a group, to determine the frequency with which something occurs or with which it is associated with something else, to test a hypothesis of a causal relationship between variables. Characteristics of research. Research is directed upward the solution of problem. Research is based upon observable experience or empirical evidence. Research demands accurate observation and description. Research involves gathering new data from primary sources or using existing data for a new purpose. Research activities are characterized by carefully designed producers. Research requires expertise, that is, skill necessary to carry out investigations, search the related literature, and to understand and analyze the data gathering. Research is objective and logical, applying every possible test to validate the data collected and conclusion reached. Research involves the quest for answers to unsolved problems. Research requires courage. Research is characterized by patience and unhurried activities. Research is carefully recorded and reported. Basic postulates in scientific methods. It relies to empirical evidence. It utilizes relevant concepts. It is committed to only object consideration. It presupposes ethical neutrality. It results into probabilistic predictions. The method is made known, aimed at formulating scientific theories. Criteria of a good research. Purpose clearly defined. Research process detailed. Research design thoroughly planned. High ethical standards applied. Limitation frankly revealed. Adequate analysis for decision makers needs. Finding presenting unambiguous. Conclusion justified. Researchers' experience reflected. Qualities of a good research. Systematic, logical, empirical, replicable, creative use of multiple methods. Inductive and deductive. Deduction, general to specific. Top down approach, thinking up a theory about our topic of interest, then narrow that down into more specific hypothesis. Means theory, firstly theory, then hypothesis, then observation, then confirmation. And in induction, bottom up approach, moving from specific observation to broader generalization and theory. Means observation, then pattern, then tentative hypothesis, then theory. Second unit is research methodology. Types of research methods. First is on the basis of objectives. If our objectives such as fundamental research, applied research, action research. Second is on the basis of nature of data. Qualitative research, quantitative research. Third is on the basis of nature of findings, how to finding the research. Explanatory, exploratory and descriptive. Fourth is on the basis of approach involved. Longitudinal research, cross-sectional research, mixed research. Fifth is on the basis of experimental manipulations. First, experimental research, true experimental research, quasi-experimental research. Next is non-experimental research, historical, philosophical, ex post research, correlation studies. Type of research method. First, in detail. First is descriptive research. It is fact-finding investigation which is aimed at describing the characteristics of individual situations or a group, or describing the state of affairs as it exists at present. Second, it includes survey and facts-finding inquiries at different kinds. It answers the questions what is. It works as both qualitative and quantitative, but mostly serve as qualitative. Another point will be important for descriptive research is it gathered data on the basis of opinion, views, observations at present. Second is no manipulation. Third is no cause and effect. Fourth is sample size and should be large, not more than the 30. Example, effectiveness of physical education teacher towards development of physical education professionals. Second is analytical research. It is also called in-depth study and is primarily concerned with testing hypotheses and attempt to explain complex phenomena. Different types of analytical researches are historical, philosophical research, synthesis, etc. It concerned with the question why. Third is exploratory research, that is also called as formulate research. It is conducted for a problem that has been cleared, defined, and to explore group or questions. The answers and analysis may not offer a final conclusion, but can provide significant insight into a given situation. It is having qualitative approaches. It seeks the questions how long. Example, how to improve mental ability of physical education students. Fourth is fundamental research. It is also as basic or pure research is undertaken for the sake of knowledge without any intention to apply it in immediate practice. It is mainly concerned with generalization and with the formulation of theory. It is undertaken out of intellectual curiosity and is not necessarily problem oriented. It is aimed to improve scientific theories or for improving prediction or natural phenomena. Example, first, how this universe began. Second, why people involved in physical activities. Fifth is applied research or action research. It is carried out to find solution to a real life problems requiring an action or policy decision. It is solution specific. It aims a finding solution for an immediate problems facing a society or an organization. Similarities and differences. Applied and action is similarities are focused on an immediate problem. Differences focused on applied research focused on general immediate problems and action focused on educational problems. Applied research, it can be exploratory but usually descriptive, and action research, it is very specific. Third is applied research have limited control over research problem, and action research have more control over settings. Example, how to improve the strength in the class. Second is how to improve the economical conditions. Third is how to improve teaching efficiency. Sixth is experimental research. It is designed to assess the effect of one particular variable on a phenomena by keeping the other variables constant or controlled. It is cause and effect research. It seeks the question what will be. Important for experimental research, firstly is manipulation, then cause and effect, qualitative research approach, unbiased control. Example, effect of 4-week diet and exercise plan on obese females. Seventh is historical research. It is the study of past records and their other information sources with a view to find the origin and development of a phenomena and to discover the trends in the past in order to understand the present and to anticipate the future. It is also called retrospective coherent research. Example, study about Indus Valley civilization. Second, study about the role of Baron Pierre de Coubertin for the promotion of modern Olympics. Seventh is conceptual research. It is also called as philosophical research. It is generally used by philosophers and thinkers to develop new concepts or to reinterpret existing ones. It is related to some abstract ideas or theories. Example, socialization is more important than humanization and individualization. Eighth is empirical research. It is a database research based upon data-based research which depends on experience or observation alone. It slowly depends on available data, evidence and performance. It is aimed at coming up with conclusion without due regard for system and theory. Example, whenever there is a stimulus, there will be response by changing humans' behavior and orphan theory. Last is explanatory research. It is research conducted for a problem which was not well researched before. It is actually a type of research design which focus on explaining the aspects of our study. Some other types of research, one-time research. Research confined to a single time period. Example, population research are called as one-time research. Second is longitudinal research. Research carried on over several time periods. Example, discoveries, inventions. Third is cross-sectional research. In this research carried out for a short period of time. Next is diagnostic research. It is also called a clinical research, which aims at identifying the causes of a problem, frequency with which it occurs, and the possible solutions for it. Example, what is the cause of obesity in the whole world? Next is normative research, also called normative survey. Researches in which only data are collected from the survey and analyzes them from the norms and results are declared. No need to variable manipulations. Examples, modifications of different physical ability tests or making a new motor ability test for different games. Next is quantitative research. It is employed for measuring the quantity or amount of a particular phenomena. When you want to confirm or test something, deals with number and statistics. Its studies include survey, experimental, continent analysis, etc. Example, what is the average population of India? what should be the average weight of elite athletes. Next is qualitative research. It is a non-quantitative type, nominal or categorical of analysis, which is aimed at finding out the quality of a particular phenomena. When you want to understand something, it deals with words and meanings. Its studies include interviews, focus groups, in literature review, etc. Example, comparative study of attitude towards sports between male and female. Another is mixed method. It is also called pragmatic approach to science, involves using the method which appears best suited to the research problem and not getting caught in philosophical debates. The second is this may also use different techniques at the same time or one after another. Next is ex post facto research. It is also called quasi-experimental design, in which you study what you can't control, so you just examine how an already existing independent variable affects dependent variables. It comes under descriptive as well as experimental research studies. It is after the fact research. It is not randomly selected. There is no variable manipulations. Example, how weight influences self-esteem level in adults. Next is research. Research is a different types. First is qualitative, second is mixed, and third is quantitative. In qualitative, non-experimental, and in quantitative, experimental and non-experimental both. In non-experimental, post facto, descriptive, philosophical, historical. And descriptive are also three types: case study, natural observation, surveys. And qualitative का experimental, true experimental, quasi experimental, ex post to research. Next is research process for a third unit. Firstly is research process. Review literature. In this term, review literature. First is define research problem, then research review concepts and theories. Second is review previous research finding, and again formulate hypothesis, then design research, then collect data, then analyze data, and then interrupt. Steps of research process: formulating a research problem, second defining a research problem, then extensive literature review, then developing or formulating hypothesis, prepare research design, sampling design, collecting data, execution of project, analysis of data, testing hypothesis, generalization and interpretations, preparation of the report. Definition of the research problem. What is research problem? The term problem means a question or issue to be examined. Research problem refers to some difficulty, need which a researcher experiences in the context of either theoretical or practical situation and wants to obtain a solution for the same. First step of the definition of problem. Research involves have three activities. First is identification of the problem, selection of the problem, formulating of the problem, then stating the problem. Another is criteria of selection, how to select the research. The selection of one appropriate researchable problem out of the identified problem requires evaluation of those alternatives against certain criteria. They are internal and personal criteria: researchers' interest, researchers' competence, researchers' own resource, finance and time. External criteria on factors: researchability of the problem, importance and urgency, novelty of the problem, feasibility, facilities, usefulness, and social relevance and research personnel. Four yardstick to select a research problem. First is administrative feasibility, second reasonability, third novelty, and last one is significance. Review of literature. Literature review is the documentation of a comprehensive review of the published and unpublished work from primary or secondary source of data in the areas of specific interest into the researcher. It is an extensive survey of all available past studies relevant to the field of investigation to find out problems that are already investigated and those that need further. Next, it gives us knowledge about what others have found out in the related field of study and how they have done so. Next is two types of literature: critical literature and allied literature. Firstly, in detail, critical literature. Certain published studies that relate directly to the topic under investigation and so are critical to the subject. These studies must be cited for the review of literature to be completed. Allied literature. Allied literature involves those studies that are related to the investigation but are more peripheral than central in nature. Sources of literature: primary source and secondary source. Firstly is primary source. Primary source is literature review most relies on primary source. It is written by a person who developed the theory or conducted the research, original author. Most primary sources found in published literature. And secondary source, they are the studies prepared by someone other than original researchers. It is used when primary source is unavailable. Recording the literature. Recording the literature. The most suitable method of recording notes in an organized manner it is card system. The recording system involves a use for two steps of cards. Source card 3 by 5 inch used for noting bibliographic information such as author, title, publisher, copyright data, web address, etc. Next is note card 5 by 8 used for actual note taking, contains information about the topic, facts about the topic. Thank you and thank you.